Hello folks, welcome to today's stream. We're on day 6 of November already. It's gone so quickly already. Now I know yesterday I didn't stream, but I did do the work, so I'll show you that in just a second. But how are you all doing? Are you well? I hope you are all doing great. It's Friday evening, who can't be happy right now? If it sounds like I'm in a war zone, it's because it was bonfire night last night in England, and a lot of people seem to be doing their fireworks tonight instead. So you'll hear that a lot, I'm afraid. So it literally sounds like I'm in a war zone, but it's just fireworks. So I'm safe. I'm safe. We're all good. And apparently they saved them all until I just started. I had a couple before the stream. I thought I'll mention it just in case. And now there's 17 gajillion going on outside. So yesterday I wanted to make something like this. Yesterday's prompt was pastry. So I wanted to make some Danish pinwheels. I thought that'd be rather fancy, wouldn't it? Danish pinwheels with a bit of jam in them. Some of them got little bits of jam, some of them got a lot of jam. Some of them haven't even got the same type of jam. How exciting. I, however, made this one. So hopefully you like what I made. It was, again, 2 hours. Very strict 2 hours. I cut it off exactly 2 hours. And it was mainly based on these guys. But I wanted a little less filling on mine. Like these ones have got less, but somewhere between the two of them. That is a lot of fireworks. I'm so sorry, guys. Hey, firework people, I'm busy. I don't want to shut the window because it'll get too warm in here, but we'll get through this. Just trying to ignore the fireworks for now. So yeah, yesterday we did the pinwheel based on these ones, and I think it turned out okay for 2 hours work. I'm quite happy with that. It was fun to get back into doing certain things with it as well. But today's prompt, today is day 6, which means today is drawing, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do today, I think I'm going to attempt to do something along the lines of like a Moleskine sketchbook with this band on it. I'm probably going to try and make this exact one actually. I've got a few different examples. I quite like this one, and I quite like this one with the two tones of it. I wouldn't do the band in the middle. But yeah, I quite like the classic Moleskine, so I might give that a go. And I also wanted to have it with some pencils resting on it, like this. So I got some examples of pencils and things here. It's always good to have reference. So reference for the bottom, reference for the ends. And also, if I get time, we'll whack in a rubber. Why not? A little eraser at the end. But yeah, we're mainly going to be working on that sketchbook. So let's just crack into it, shall we? Oh, I meant to say as well, the reason we're doing a sketchbook today instead of like more food is because the prompts have changed. We're now in the second section of prompts. We've done a whole segment. So the first segment was food. That's done. That's out of the way. Now we're on to textures. So that includes drawing, print, layered, fluffy, and paint. So I'm very curious to see what we do for some of these because I've not a clue for some of them. So this should be fun. So back to drawing. Back to the drawing board, as it were. Boom. Alright, so let's dock that again. Let's go to our drawing one. Let's just lower the music down a bit as well. There we go. Now we can hear ourselves think. Granted, the music might be a little bit louder today to drown out the fireworks. Okay, so I'm going to close pastry. Pastry is closed. And now we've got a nice blank slate for drawing. Literally, for the prompt drawing. But first, folks, we need to reset the clock because it's at 1 hour 34. And I don't know about you, but I don't think it's fair to have a 2 hour challenge that only lasts an hour and a half. So, there we go. 2 hours on the clock. Let's start this. Oh, I almost forgot my coffee. Oh, and yes, I'm drinking out of a Christmas coffee cup. Don't at me, okay? I like my Christmas mugs. I've used it all year round. I just never stopped using it. Okay, so, step 1. Let's block in initial shapes that we're going to use. I'll move my mic so I can see my keyboard. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. Wait, my popper stop is bouncing all over the shop today. Should have done this before the stream. Okay, you know, that'll be fine. Okay, shape. So, apparently I can't spell shape. Why can I? There it is. Wow, it's a big one. Alright, let's get this shape going. We just want the rough dimensions of the sketchbook. Something like that, and then we can always scale it afterwards. Let know what we're doing. Okay, we want to edge detect this. See if this little trick works. because we want a rounded corner on half of this. So what we can do is we can invert this for starters. Okay, we invert that, and then we get a blend node. See if this works. My brain's running ahead of my hands, so let's see if it works. We set this to copy, but we just have it in the top, and then we chop off a whole bunch of the left of it, because we only want the end to be rounded like that. So then we could then subtract that from this. There we go. Look at that. I'm surprised as you that worked straight away. I mean, I knew... Yeah, of course I knew that was going to work. Come on now. I'm not as stupid as I look, folks. I'll spoil all that. I absolutely am. Oh, my watch is buzzing again. So has everybody had a good week? I hope you have. I've had a pretty good week actually. It's been nice. Just been doing bits of work and stuff. It feels good to be productive again. Like I miss this. I like they say it takes like 30 days to form a habit, and I'm hoping that doing this November stream every day will keep me in the habit of, you know, certain time of night coming upstairs, working, getting some stuff done, and not feeling just awful about leaving the wife downstairs. Which she said a gajillion times, it's completely fine me going away doing work and whatever. I don't need to even worry about her, which I know is the case. It's nothing she's saying or doing. I just always feel guilty, because that's just it's just in my nature to feel guilty for stuff that is entirely out of my control. I need to work. That's how it is. Right, so let's get this. Well, I'm way away from the things. That's okay. Let's get that in there for normal. Get that in. Oops. Get that in there for height. Come on, be nice. There we go. Get that in there for ambient occlusion. Occlusion d'ambiance in French, I believe. You may need to correct me on that. I'm not entirely certain that's right. But occlusion d'ambiance sounds like it could be correct. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a French linguist. What's the word? Linguophile? Is that somebody who's really into speeches? My God, I can't speak today. Somebody who's really into languages. A linguistic enthusiast, maybe. It sounds a bit nicer than a linguophile. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a histogram range. Yes. So we can plug our height into there. That'll give us a nice middle range to work with. So that we should be able to play about with stuff a bit easier. I don't always like using this, but it's pretty safe to just put it at the end of your stuff, because it kind of brings things to it puts things in a nicer spot, so nothing becomes fully black or fully white like it is there, because that's great for the highest and lowest points of the texture. But we're going to be refining stuff as we go along, so we might as well plug it into that for now and then make adjustments when we need to. But also just looks a bit better whilst we're working. Now what we are going to do is we're going to work at a plain res? Yeah, we'll see. My problem with working on a plane, I prefer working on a cube because I've got the lighting hitting it from the side. And I know you can play with lights and stuff, but I'll be honest, I've never once played with the lights in Substance Designer's 3D View. And when you've got a 2-hour limit to make a material, it's not the time to be learning things like that, is it? So I will look that up at some point over the weekend, I think, if I get a chance, if I remember. But for now, we'll stick with our cube. Which our cubes... Oh, it's okay now. I was going to say it has intersection issues, but I think it's just because it was too solid before. 5 seems a good height for this, because I think it's currently set to 5. By the way, the person who makes this playlist of music, Harris Heller, you know, I've said before, it's like it's safe to stream music, and I really like this synthwave playlist. It's great. But I noticed on his page they have made a lo-fi Christmas playlist. So folks, that's going to be coming soon, because as you can tell, I likes me Christmas. It was mad. We were in Tokyo, Japan 2 years ago for Halloween, and literally the day after Halloween they're putting Christmas trees up and taking down the Halloween decorations. like midnight Halloween. It was insane. It was great. I loved it because I love Christmas. My first time in Japan, because we've been twice. The first time was over Christmas and New Year, and it was just the most magical thing ever. And I know a lot of expats who live in Japan don't like dealing with Christmas there, but I can see why, because it's a bit different to here. It's like it's purely just, you know, gift buying. There's no like religious stuff to it. There's nothing like that. It's more of a couple's holiday. But I love stuff like that, so I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to do it again. It was easily the best time of my life has been spent on holiday in Japan, and I just can't wait to go back. So hey world, can you get your shit together? You know what I'm saying? I would like to get back sooner rather than later, if you don't mind. Let's kick this Rona on the backside and get our stuff together, shall we? Thank you. I'm going to shrink this a bit because it's going to be too close to the edges when we add some effects and stuff later. So get my shape. Because the shape's driving everything else, we can just change the shape and it should fix it. Would you look at that? It worked. Okay, so got our base book shape. I mean, just like the actual outline of it, nothing fancy. Oh, what did I bugger up? Oh yeah, it's because of this cut. There we go. Yeah, so we've got the baseline shape of the book. I'm just going to add the band to it now, just so that we've got that in place. And then, like I said, we're gonna be adding bits as we go along. But for now, we just worry about getting those base shapes in. It's really hard to see on this at the moment, so I'm going to change the roughness so that it's a bit shinier, so it shows the edges off a bit more. I'm going to brighten the colour a bit as well. Actually no, darken it? Yeah, darken it a bit. That's less than ideal, but we can see... Wait, did I change the metallic? No, I changed the roughness. Okay. It seems metallic for some reason. Even though it's set to 0. Is that the Windows 95 jingle? Huh. Weird. It just sounded like that. Dum 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 dum. Was that Windows 95? No, that might have been Vista. I don't remember. There's been a lot of Windows over the years. Anyway, not got time to be talking about Windows. God, you always talk about Windows. Transform. Something like that. And then slim that one down a bit. Just a soup song. Slim it down a bit that way. Oof, look at that. Right, so what we want to do, actually I'm going to give it a little bit more length because I want it to have that bit of thickness and then space the curve as well. So what we need to do is add a gradient to both ends of that so that it scoops around. And we also want to have a little smaller gradient on the side so it looks a bit 3D. You know what I'm saying? Thumph. Oh, look at that. We are off to the races, folks. Let's call it a day, shall we? Done. 10 minutes. That would be nice. No, that's not the case whatsoever. So let's get back to it. So, got that. I was about to do the gradient. That was it. Although, should we get the... shall we do this different to normal? Let's try and get all the base shapes in and then work the base shapes individually. That might work out better because then we can work on the... I think that'll probably give us easier things to pull out to get the colours and stuff later, because that's one of the things I've been struggling with recently is I'll combine a lot of stuff and then I kind of struggle to pull the information back out. You know, for like colour masks and stuff. One thing I do want to do is add just a little bit of an inset to this so that we've got a bit of a slope that we can put kind of the pages on. It's a little bit of a cheat because we're obviously working with a flat object and it's emulating a 3D object. Now we want to make this taller as well. I know at the moment I'm kind of killing stuff with this. If I put this full range, yeah, so we want this a little bit taller. So let's go and change our height. Whoops, don't do that. I keep clicking the wrong thing today. Okay, change our scale from 5 to 7. 7 seems, yeah, 7 seems alright. Obviously the tessellation's buggered because my computer's like, you know, I can't even put it on full because it'd be like, I don't like it. Make it stop. But something like that should do us. Now, once we start smoothing stuff out as well with Blair and adding slopes, it'll get a bit nicer. Oh, coffee. I keep forgetting my coffee. It's getting so cold. This is a good tune, isn't it? Spectre. One down. Coffee down, 7 up to go. Gotta keep hydrated, folks. I know it's only 2 hours, but still, I like to drink stuff. Alright, so where was I? Okay, yeah, so we've got that. We want to add a little bit of a bevel. Lovely little bit of bevel on here. We could use non-uniform blur as well, but bevel does that, as you can see there, use non-uniform blur. So I should just start using the bevel node more, really. But actually, no, I like the control that non-uniform blur gives you. Just a little bit of smoothing to try and fix that edge a little bit, although I like how hard that part is, but that should be okay. That might be a bit strong, but let's find out. Well, that's alright, let's give us a nice result there. And then what we can do then is we can kind of cut into that edge a little bit. It's going to be really difficult to. What resolution are we working at? Input 1. 2K. Right, we're working on a 2K. I'd rather work on a 4K, but I feel like my computer would melt if I started doing that because, yeah, I've not got much RAM. I think I've got 16 gig, and if you're working in 4Ks, you want to be having like 64 gig in your system, really. You can do 32, but it gets laggy. But that means it's 16 or 16 hertz to use. So let's not do that. So let's have a quick test. Just a quick test. We're going to scrap it afterwards, but let's just have a quick test. I'm going to use a gradient map. I'm going to go boom. I'm going to go boom. And then if I go into here, I should be able to control this. I could do this with a curve as well. If I just do this loads. Where do my shapes go? Oh, it's because it's in color, not grayscale. Oh, panic stations. I was so busy clicking stuff. Okay, so if I go in here, let me just go. If I alternate these to black and white, every other one, then it should hopefully give the illusion. Wait, I don't want to give the illusion of pages. I just want to give the illusion of a dip in. So dip, gradient for the dip. Delete, 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 and then dip, gradient to the dip. So okay, let me see if this works. So we want to we want this to be dipped in. We want this. We don't want to do that, do we? Don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. Okay, so we're getting like a little bit of a lip action going on. Oops. I tell you what, man, I misclick so many times with this mouse. Okay, so we want to give it like this kind of book edge look. I know it's really jagged at the moment. We'll re-smooth it out in a minute, but just see if we can't do something with this. Because you're going to be seeing it sort of front on as well and textured. The problem is, right, this is one of the issues we have with these shapes. You can't go into the shape because it's just a flat projection. This is just a flat image, remember. This isn't a 3D model. This is just a flat image. We're forcing it to be 3D. So you get from the ground to the top has to be a straight line. There's no dip inwards. There's not, you can't go concave with it. You can go convex by using the gradients, but you can't go concave. So we have to kind of fake it a bit, which is what we're going to do. So if we just create that little lip on the edge, and then we've got this part that goes down here, we can texture within there and hopefully make it look better. So what we want to pull this bit of the lip further out a little bit, so we've got something to texture on. So yeah, to do that, let me see, was it this one? Yeah, see, so I'm going to pull it out a little bit. That smooths it out, and that also gives us a surface to paint on, essentially. Okay, and then we sharpen that up. do, do, do. Okay, that looks pretty cool. From a distance, I mean, yeah, it looks a bit strange. I think it's still too sloped, but from a distance it looks alright. So you know what, we'll keep it. Why am I dropping frames? Is this because of the amount of tessellation I've got going on? It might be. Alright, hang on a second. Am I still dropping frames? Skip frames at 25% over the last 2 minutes. Okay, that's not good. We dropped a quarter frames. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my tessellation back down a bit. Apparently it's too much from a little old machine to handle, so I'll knock it down to 7. So yeah, it's going to look a bit rougher, but like I said, we're going to fix that. Hopefully that should be okay now. Okay, an hour 42 left, folks. That has gone really quick. Oh my goodness. Right, but the good news is it's gone really quickly, but we've made progress. We've already got the basic shape of a sketchbook. All we need to do on top of that is add the texture to it. So let's work on the band. We've got the book shape down. Let's get the band in a similar position, shall we? So what we want to do is we want to I want to give it a slight gradient at the edge, like I said before. Actually, I can probably give it a fairly uniform gradient and then make it stronger on the top. Let's just try a bevel node for a sec. Oh wait, no, I want to use a non-uniform because I want some asymmetry, and non-uniform blur supports asymmetry, which is nice. So crank up the samples, crank up the blades. That's like a quality thing. See, so we've got the intensity there, but then I can use asymmetry and a direction to control the asymmetry on that. So I actually want it to go down. So there's a bit of a stronger slope on the top. Now the bottom is getting neglected, but what we can do is mirror this in a sec. So if I go to mirror grayscale, I said that really weird then. What's on today's agenda, broski? Hi mate, you alright? Today's agenda is drawing. Today's prompt is drawing, so we're going to be doing this sketchbook, and if we get time we're going to whack some pencils on top of it and maybe even an eraser, but time is going so quickly, we'll see what happens. So yeah, back to it. We've got this so far. We've got the shape of the sketchbook. It's got a little lip on it and everything, and then we're just sorting this band out now, and then we're going to work on the rest. But we're trying to take it in small sections today, so it's a bit easy to pick apart for the colours later. So we're going to use a mirror on the y-axis because that's top to bottom, and then this gradient I've just made at the top we can reflect at the bottom. See? So even though it's using asymmetry, we're actually making it symmetrical afterwards. Magic. The magic of technology. Mr. Potter, technology is amazing. I don't know what that was, I apologise. I just finished a coffee and it's for some reason suddenly gone to my head. Coffee doesn't normally affect me much, but tonight, nice, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got a gradient on there. See, it's smoothed out a lot, but it's too sharp, so we need to go in, like we did with the curve, the gradient back here. Actually, can we use the same one? What would happen if we use the same one? Could it be magic? Wait, did I just quote take that? That's interesting. It makes sense that that's the result it gave because that's what it did before. So we don't want that. So let's go with a curve. You're an Overwatch, fantastic. Keep it up. Overwatch is awesome. I love Overwatch. I think Charlie's playing it. Oh, she was before. She had a quick go before and she looked to see if you were on and you were not. So, screw you, is what she said. She didn't. She might actually be having a nap, to be honest. She seemed pretty tired when it came up. Flatten the top off. See, so because I flattened that curve there, it's flattened the top of this. What we want is to have slightly sharper sides, though. I don't think we can do that too well from here. I've actually kind of killed the sides. What we can do is we can add that back on top as like a multiplier or something, just to have the best of both worlds. So now we've got this slightly pinched end on top of the original one, so hopefully that will give us a nice result. What are we doing? This one. Whoa! I was very wrong. What happened there? Mindarken. Okay, well that didn't go as planned, did it? But that's alright. Because that's roughly where I wanted it anyway. So let's get rid of this. Put that straight back on there. Yeah, that's okay. So what we can do is I just want this sides gradient on this. So if I get a blend node, like I did before for the curvy part in the book, if I get a blend node here and I can just chop off the top. Move that. Use that one. Chop off the top. Chop off the bottom. And then blend that on top. That should hopefully give us an okay result. Whoops. I'll tell you, those misclicks. I'm glad the fireworks have stopped now, because before it sounded like a friggin' war zone. It were horrendous. Of course it's going to do that, isn't it? Genius. Okay, never mind. We're happy with where we are for now. Sometimes if you're in a rush, you've got to just move on. That's what we're doing. So let's move on. Out of interest, if I make this completely sharp, that makes it real sharp. Boy, we don't want it that sharp though, do we? We do want it a little bit sharper though, I think. So maybe I can turn this one into a sharp leg. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. So we've got ourselves a sketchbook. Now let's see if we can oh wait, I've got another notification. I skipped more frames. Okay, hopefully the video isn't skipping and stuff, but my computer's struggling tonight for some reason. I don't know why, but that's how it is. Right, so, oh god, I've already been on half an hour. I've lost a quarter of my time just like that. I thought we were doing well for how quick we were going, but apparently not. Alright, so let's get some texture into this here sketchbook. So, blends. I'm actually going to blend this here so that we don't affect the levels, because the levels controls the overallness of this sketchbook as a whole. So we don't want to affect that, because that's like an overriding thing. So let's add, let's see, what texture is this? We could probably use a cells for that, I think, with a little bit of warp on it. Cell, man, I cannot type tonight. Okay, cells 1. Yeah, let's go with the cells 1. It might not actually need much warp because it's already a pretty weird shape. Let's make it, Christ, he's tiny. Let's make it tiny. And then we're going to go to multiply. Or even subtract. Now we don't want to affect the paper. That's a good point. So we want to do this here. No. Okay, we may need to pull out a little mask from this. Which we can do, should be able to do fairly easily. Because if I grab a histogram range, sorry, histogram select. I usually use histogram scan, but I'm trying to get used to using the histogram select a bit more. So if I use this, see, I can just select that much. Just try and refine it a bit more contrast to it. I guess I could then use a histogram scan on this if I wanted to, but no, it's okay. That's working now. Okay, so I can use that as the mask to stop this happening. So if I invert this, invert. Wait, and what am I using? Am I using subtract? Yeah, okay, I could probably just put that in then. No, of course, I need to invert it. What am I talking about? There you go. So now that just affects the book and not the sides. Oh, game on. Alright, Now the texture on the actual thing is a lot smaller, but we don't have that much resolution to play with, so I might keep it at this scale for now, because then it will actually show up. But let's see how it looks on the model, on the thingy. Now obviously that's really strong right now, we're going to reduce that, but it's looking pretty cool. There's definitely invert though, because obviously it's subtract instead of multiply or add. There we go, that's more like it. Yeah, we'll just stick with multiply for that. And then I'm going to reduce the strength of it by using the levels on... I mean, you can just lower the opacity on here, which I actually did apparently. You know, for this, I'm just going to use the opacity slider. Doesn't really matter right now. But yeah, I think we do need to make that smaller, because even though it's low resolution, that's still standing out quite a bit, so let's reduce it. Oh wait. Let's use a... Oh, sorry. Transform tileable. Transformation... What's it called? Safe transform? Yeah, safe transform. I've not used one of these for so long. This will basically tile it in a way that doesn't have any seams on it, which is nice. So I can just put that on there. I can say tile, instead of 1, go to 2. It's already half the size. And that looks better. It's still too strong, so we can go and adjust that. So yeah, the problem with lowering the opacity is you lose a lot of like information, because you're literally just fading it out. Which is okay for this because it's quite a soft thing, but if it's something you want to retain and just have lower, then you don't want to lower the opacity, because that'll reduce the strength of it as well. So for example, it'll start showing stuff behind it if you used add. Whereas if you use add and then use levels, that'll just reduce the white strength. It'll still have it on top. It'll just make it a bit better. It's a bit better than using opacity basically. But yeah, that looks okay. We'll move on. We're aiming for okay tonight. Right, so now I want to add something on top of this. These bands. I just tried to rotate this. It's a flat image, folks. These bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them. Let's aim for roughly that. If we go for what's it called? Anisotropic noise. There it is. What? If we go for that, set the Y amount to what? The X amount to 1. That way, it's just a straight line all the way up. We can set the Y amount to 6. There we go. And then we can just use a transform node to... Not a trapeze. We can use a transform node to rotate it. Magic. And then we squish it. Squish the living daylights out of it. So that we don't want it to tile, because we don't. That's the truth. And then we can multiply that on top of what we've already got. It'll just give a little bit of thingy to it. Although, actually, what we want to do instead... Okay, hear me out here. This is going to sound crazy. We actually do want something to tile. We're going to use a gradient. We're going to use this gradient. This is a two-sided gradient with a sharp pinch in the middle. I may change it for the softer one, but we can always blur this one a bit. Now, I've got some choices here. I can just keep tiling it like that, but I'd rather just keep it as 1 and then use a transform node, because if I do this, see, I can shrink them in like that. Whoa, too many, sir. Yeah, and then I can just use the shape to mask it out, so it's fine. So let's have a look at this. Let's try this, shall we? Blind. What we're doing, I want to... Are we just going to multiply this? Are we going down that route? But did that land exactly where... Yeah, that landed right on a gradient. Nice. So we can see the gradient's way too wide there. So we want it so that it's like 6 of them on that little band. Oh, too many. Right. Oh, that's good. That's a good fetch. That's 5, but we'll get away with that. So let's try that. So obviously that's way too strong right now, but what we can do is we can just reduce the opacity on this. So like I said before, we might actually want to use levels for this, because see, it's affecting the overall height of the piece. But for now, this is okay. And because we've got a little bit of a slope on the top, it's actually affecting the top a little bit as well. Not much, but like I said, there's only so much you can do in a flat shape. But we're trying, and that's what matters. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. I might just leave that there for now. I'm probably going to, well, I'm definitely going to lower the overall height of the band because it's too strong. It's sticking out way too much. That's because I've not got levels for it yet. So, levels. Is that there? And then we can just lower the white value in this, and it'll push it back. Because the actual elastic band itself is pretty close to the book, isn't it? There you go. I've actually reduced the height a little bit. Now that it's in place and I know how it looks, we might just make it a little bit, just a soupçon shorter. Just a gnat's hair shorter, as they say in the old days. There, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Okay, so save. Always save, folks. Always save. Hour and a half left, people. We're a quarter of the way through and we're getting there. So now we've pretty much got the sketchbook, to be honest. It's not a whole heap more we can do about that. I would like to get a little cut in here to sort of symbolize the cut inside the page, but we can't do that. Hey, look at that. We've got double spammage today, folks. Double spam. Ban. I deleted you. Now you're mine. Okay, so let's move on to a pencil. I've heard they're all the rage. We're going to use one. This newfangled technology. Pencils. They chop down a tree, right, and they jam it full of earth until you can use it to draw it. Magic. So, alright. You know what, folks? We're going to use frames today. We're in a rush, but we need to focus on stuff, so let's get a frame going. Add a frame. Call this one sketch book. Okay, so that's a sketchbook. Now if I click on that, I can move it as a whole. It's quite easy for organization and stuff. And if I press S, is it S? Yeah, if I press S, it snaps the nodes to the nearest grid, which is great because it really bugs me when nodes go off grid. They should only stick to the grid, but they don't, so I don't know what that's about really. Anyway, pencil. Well, I think I want this kind of like hexagonal pencil situation going on. We're probably going to base it on something like this shape. And we've got like this reference for the other ends and stuff. And if we want to go colours, we've got colours there as well. But let's just see how we get on with a standard shape first, shall we? So, shape. There's a shape. And then the pencil would be about, I think it's about the length of the sketchbook actually, but we'll make it shorter. This is quite a tall and narrow sketchbook, so we'll make it shorter. Whoops, wrong one. I always do that. That's probably about right. And then we want to have it so that it's got quite a sharp gradient on top of it, so it looks like it's a hexagon. We could use an extruded shape and adjust it there, but honestly I don't think it'll work too well because this is flat. I don't want to force perspective on one thing and not the other, so let's not do that. So gradient, I'm going to use the same pinched gradient I used before. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and I'm going to use a gradient tool, gradient map, sorry, to affect this. Actually, yeah, I might not even need the shape. I want to transform this first. Whoops. Oop, I have a message. Excuse me a second. Oh, it's just Jack asking for Overwatch advice from the lovely wife. Hopefully she's awake so she can answer. Right, okay, so pencil time. So like I said, I want the pencil to be smaller than the sketchbook. We can always scale it up in a minute, but for now let's do that. And then, so now we've got this shape here. I want to use this gradient tool to sharpen this up, because it's a mirror image. So it's got black on either side. So if you edit this, this is going from the outside to the middle, and it'll do the same thing the other way. So for example, if we go here and we add another one here and then make this one closer to the black again, it'll make it sharp. Same if I go here and then add one next to it and make this closer to the white and make that sharp too. See, now this will look kind of weird, but let's add this and work with it visually so we can see what's going on. Oh yeah, gradient set to grayscale because we're still working on the height. So I think we're going to do okay with this. Add this. Whoa, that's a bright boy. Okay, you know what? That wasn't a bad start. It wasn't exactly right, but we're getting there. So yeah, we want to harden this part here. I kind of like that it's got the top as well. Like it's almost like it's rounded, and then we can cut the bottom off and have the pencil part there. But yeah, let's get the gradient map out again. Actually, yeah, that white point, we don't want that white point, do we? So make that flattened out. That's what we want. We want this to be white. Okay, get rid of that. And the second one I just made as well. Okay, so make that fully white. Actually, we want to reduce that. We'll reduce that in a sec. We'll make these two the same color. So 150, 150, and then we'll make this black. So 0. Oh, stop clicking the wrong thing, Christopher. Okay, 0. Oh wait, we don't want black, do we? I'm an idiot. $66. Not 99. 66. And we want to mask the results out as well because we don't want to affect everything. So because obviously that's affecting the background as well. So if we just mask this out by using the histogram scan. Oops, not that one. Histogram scan. There we go. And then we can add the transform of that in. Set the position to like 99. Put the contrast up. That is now a good mask for this. So now we can go in and we can play with this. No, actually, this would have been way easier with a curve. Let's stick with a curve for this. See if that works. It's fun to experiment, isn't it? Okay, so we want there and there, and then this to be completely flat. So if I grab these and flatten them out, grab this and flatten it out. Now they've got the sharp shape that we're after. Let's pull it out a bit. Make sure they're level. So if we can go to align middle. I just right clicked on that. Pull this one down here. So hopefully this should give us a relatively nice hexagonal kind of doohickey to it. Let's see if this works. That should, in theory, that should be okay. Get rid of that. Ow. Yeah, we've got kind of a pencil-ish shape going on. Now we can adjust the levels to control how high that is. Oh wait, you can't, can you? You can't like add height to it with levels. That doesn't make sense. We could use a height blend on this if we wanted to, but let's just make this lighter in the curve. So if we grab all these, pull them up. See on the left now, we're getting more of the pencil-y kind of shape going on. I think I'm quite happy with the length of that pencil as well, because I think that's about right. Yeah, it's a happy little accident that we got this top to look like that, because it's kind of funky. But at the same time, we could just chop it off. Shall we chop it off? Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. So blend node. I keep doing this today, don't I? It's fun. I don't normally use these sliders, but yeah, it's something oddly satisfying about just cleanly chopping something off like that. So we can chop the end off, and then we can chop the end off, and then we're going to add the pencil-y part at the other end. This part, you know what I mean, pencil-y part. So how long have we got left, folks? An hour 17. Right, we're cutting it fine. We need to start colouring in like 20 minutes. So let's try and get this pencil sorted. I feel I've got a bit distracted. Alright, to do this I'm going to use another gradient. The same one actually. This gradient linear 3 has had a good workout today. Set that to 90, and I'm going to use a trapezoid? Yeah, trapezoid. Transform grayscale. This is going to let me pinch part of it, like that. I'm going to turn tiling off so that we don't get the bits in the side. And in theory, that should be pretty much all I need to make a pencil tip. I say in theory because it's very much in theory. Shrink that down. And then we can just go line this bad boy up. See what happens. In my mind it's not going to work great, but we can make it work, can't we? Okay, let's shrink this down. That looks about right, and then we'll position it to where it would be, which will be at the very bottom. Oh, cheeky little pencil end. No, that's working out okay actually. And it even has a little cut in there. Now I want to have a different tip to it, so what we can do with that is if we get a waveform, is it a waveform I want? If we get this bad boy, right, we set the wave number to something like that, and then this noise, is it noise? Sorry, I'm just having a play about here. I've not used this much. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if we get something like that, let's change the wave number. No, let's change the noise. What are we looking for? Is it samples? Okay, anyway. Yeah, so now what we can do, let's do a little trick that we normally do. We're going to blur grayscale, connect that. Don't make it too intense, just a bit. Get a histogram scan. And then push it up like that. And then we can use a mirror. Not a mirror. We can use a blend to cut the bottom off then, but we won't. I don't think we'll need to, because we're going to remove it from the top. Wait, what are we doing with this? My mind went completely blank then. Okay, we're going to reduce the amount of wood around the tip of it. So what we actually want to do is transform this till it's really short, unless we can do it in here. Size max. Okay, yeah, we can adjust it here. Something like that, I think. Yeah, okay, and then we can... Okay, I've got it. Then we can blend a square onto that, so get a shape. Put that there, add it. I'm literally just going to cut half the top off. There we go. And now we can use that to control the bottom of the thingy where it connects. We want that nice little wiggle going on. So if we use that to subtract from here, that should be what we're after. It's obviously going to be too big, so we have to transform it, but I like to connect it first so I can see what I'm doing. Subtract. So it's just like cut off half of it now, but if we go in and change the size of this, there we go, we've got a little bit of a wobble. Lovely little bit of a wobble. Let's go and change this first to make it a little bit wider. There you go. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So then attach that to this. And then we can just move the cone part up a bit, just so that we're not fully ignoring it. There, that's not the end of the world, is it? And now that pencil's quite sharply rounded at the end, so we could probably use the other gradient, the other mirrored gradient for this. It's just a bit rounder, a bit softer. So let's do that instead. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be way better. So I know we've not got the tip on it yet, but let's just quickly see how this looks. Oh, would you look at that? We're getting our way to a pencil, folks. Oh, we want to add a gradient as well in the end. Forgot about that. If we add a little gradient on the end of this, then we can have it sloping downwards. So that's nice. So let's do that right now. Blend. So we want a gradient towards the tip of it, which would be the inversion of that. Actually, I can use this and subtract it. See, so we go from that to that. We don't want it that strong though. What number pencil is it? That's the important question. That is important. Let's go with the classic 2B. It's going to be this bad boy right here. Oh, faithful 2B. Have I got a 2B pencil next to me? No, it's on my desk downstairs. But yeah, 2B or not 2B, that is the pencil. So let's reduce this because it's way too strong right now. But if we add that little bit of gradient, it'll give it a bit of a slope downward, you see. Doof. And then there we go. It's sloping down. Obviously, it looks really weird from the side. It's really sharp still. I think I should reduce the strength of this trapezoid. And then reduce the height of the white on this. Actually, I want to lower this whole piece in general, so let's add levels in here. We can lower the strength of the white on this. Not too much though, because we still want it to be like near the wood. Why is that so triangular? Oh, did I pinch it at some point? I think I did. Alright, multiply. Need to rotate this little goof here. Okay. So that's being really really sharp. So what we can do is we can go and my phone keeps buzzing. We can go and adjust the gradient on this with a gradient tool. Well, actually, let's use the curve tool again. It worked pretty well last time for getting a nice profile on it. We want a nice soft profile, so we're going to put it out there, make it soft, spread it out like that, and just adjust it to fit. That'll flatten the top out a little bit as well. I mean, really, we don't want to play with that too much because pencils, they blend from one thing to the next, but we're giving a bit of lenience here, okay? A little bit of lenience. Goes a long way. Okay, something like that looks a bit better. It's still a bit chonky. So let's see if we can adjust that. Just a smidge. Okay, that's us. Right, so now I'm going to go add a tip to that. I think it actually needs to be a little bit longer. do you guys think? A little bit of stretch action going on there. That's a bit better, isn't it? It's quite a thick pencil I've made. It's a thick boy. If I make that a bit longer again. Okay, now we're talking. And then we can use the same shape that we used to trim the top to trim the bottom bit where the lead is. How long we got left? An hour 10. Well, an hour 8. We'll call it an hour 10. Don't fight me. Alright, so save that. Let's get ourselves a juicy little lead going on. Uh-oh. What did I just do? I hate when it does that, when it lags out and then I just press things. It's like, where did I just press things? What's it doing? Why am I creating a blend? That's a good question. So I want to make a lead for it. So we can actually probably use the same shape and just knock it down again. So let's do that. We're going to take it from here though, because then we can use the levels to adjust where it is. Did I even use that levels? No. That levels is doing nothing right now. Okay, I'll just get rid of it because I don't want to confuse myself later. Save. Okay, and then we're going to use this shape. So I'm just going to duplicate it. I don't want to use that directly because I want to make alterations. And then we can add this here. Max lighten, and then we're just going to go and push this down here. Now one thing I do want to do with this is make the end pointed. So get this. I don't think you can actually just pinch the ends here, so I'm going to take this this trapezoid transform. I'm going to use one of them. I don't think this will work too well. I know what I'll do. Okay. I'm going to take this and I am going to... Actually, I'm going to take these. I'm going to duplicate them and use them. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I want this to finish to a point, so I'm going to do that. Almany. Okay, that should be cool. 0.29, right? 0.29. And then now I can use a transform tool to just adjust where that is. So we've got this part here, and then I can just rotate that, obviously. Shrink it right down. I don't think it'll tile. No, it won't. Cool. And then we just add this again like we did with that one. So blend. Put you in there. Put you in there. I'm going to set you to max lighten, sir. Your name is Max. Max lighten. And I'm going to move this down here. Make some minor adjustments. Whoops. And then we're going to push this up here. Okay, I like where that is, but I'm going to trim off the end a little bit. We also want this to be darker because it's below the wood. Actually, we could do with it matching the gradient of that. Should I think I'm going to remove this gradient and then add the gradient to both of them when they're combined. Is that the answer? I think that's the answer. Yeah, so instead of adding this to this, I'll add it here and then add that to that. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. So let's get this over here. Get this over here. I want to... Come on, brain, do your job. Okay, yeah, I've made a right mess of that bit. Okay, blend. How long we got, folks? An hour 3. Right. Let's do this. You add, you add. You are straight there. Max lighting. Okay, so we've got them as one unit. And then we can then blend this onto there. We have to change the transform of that, but we can use this probably to start it. So if we feed this into here, obviously it's not going to do anything because it's way down there. So if we then duplicate this, this will already have the right transform information to shrink things down to that size ish. So if we do that, my phone keeps buzzing. I should probably check it in case it's something important. It's probably just Jack talking about Overwatch. 16 messages. Yeah, okay. That's just them not talking about Overwatch. I want to put my phone over there so it doesn't keep buzzing. Alright, so we've got that. Now this is obviously tiling at the moment. We don't want it to tile, so let's turn that tiling off. So now it's just the size. Well, it's almost the size that we want, so we just make this longer. And there we go. So now, theoretically, this should work if I just plug this into here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Wait, now I'm a little confused. What have I just added to that? There's the top, there's the bottom. That's both of them. So why has it already got a bit? When did I add that part? Oh, there. Okay, sorry. Right, okay. So, oh, right, I get you. So I've already added that. I just want the very tip of this. Am I losing my mind, folks? Yeah, okay, so we're going to move this upwards. Oh my god, right. Hang on a sec, folks. Overwatch is live, but I need to leave this group chat or mute it because my watch is going nuts and it's right down the mic. And mute notifications off for an hour. There you go. Awesome. No more buzzing. Alright, so yeah, now I can move this guy up. Oh yeah, see, I made like a second tip thing. I didn't mean to do that. Well, apparently my watch is like, nah, dude, you get notifications. It's happening. Deal with it. Okay, anyway. I've got stuff to do, so I've got to ignore that. I've got an hour, folks. 1 hour left exactly. Let's move this upwards. I don't know why I have that. It's happening completely fun. Wait, oh, was that the one that didn't work and then... Okay. Oh god, my mind's blown. You can't hear it. Okay, good. Hang on a sec, folks. I'm having a proper brain fart situation here. I don't need this. Right, I can get rid of this, right? Delete you. You're still there. And then I can use you as the tip. Okay, we're getting back on track, folks. We're getting back on track. I had a bit of a moment there. Completely lost what I was doing, but we're back. Sometimes that happens. You get into this... When you're working with this, your brain kind of rewires how you think, because it's not normal doing things this way at all. Your brain has to try and figure stuff out in a way it doesn't normally think, and sometimes when that happens, at least for me, it just goes and shuts off. So yeah, let's not let that happen again. Like, it's real confusing real fast. Right, now these to be blended together, I could just move them separately, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna add a transform afterwards as well. Not theoretically, I could have combined them and then used the transform on them, but that's not worth doing because the gradient's at a different position and it's not worth it. So instead, oh, I hate doing this though when it's so small. There isn't a way of fixing that, is there? Alright, so I'm going to use this And I'm going to just reposition it using this because it's already the right scale. I just want to position it. Well, it was almost the right scale. Alright, let's scale it up. I wish I could see what I was doing. Right, we're almost there. I'm keeping a little bit at the bottom because I want to kind of trim the edge if I can. Actually, I could probably do it from here. If I just grab this dude. And transform it. I can move it down, can't I? I want to rotate them first because it's the way around them. Swap them. There we go. And then we can just scale him inwards because he's way too thick. Okay, we're getting somewhere, folks. We're starting to finally get somewhere. Right, now let's go work on this guy again. Scale it up a tiny bit. Scale it that way a tiny bit. And move it. It's such a pain having to do that. Right, let's set the width to 105. The height to 105. If we do it this way, it might be a bit easier. Okay, what we can do, let's extend the top upwards, okay? So what I'm going to do to do that, I'm going to add a little square to the top of it. Here. Is it here? Yeah, let's do it there. We just want a square that's the colour of this top part. Actually, we can just lower this, can't we? Oh, no, we can't. What am I talking about, folks? Okay. That coffee's wearing off now, folks. It is so wearing off. It's not behaving as expected. Okay, I'll leave that for now. I'm going to subtract it from this shape here. That's what I want to do. Subtract. Or maybe add sub. Sub right. Okay, so I'm getting distracted here. Right, so I want to just add to the top of this. So I'm gonna quickly blend the shape on top of it just for being quick. There's other ways, but this is just a quick way that I can think of right this second. And that's what matters, because we've got 54 minutes and we've not even started the colour, folks. Shape. I'm in love with the shape, babe. Right, let's do that. Put that in there. Let's move the bottom of this guy up. Actually, we can just trim the bottom from here. Okay. There we go. Let's now fill the top of that in, and then I can put that there. There we go, starting to get somewhere. I actually want this to extend further, don't I? And then I can reduce it. Oh, why didn't I do it that way? What a muppet. I'm an absolute donut. Let me just see if I can put that there. Ugh, alright, no, you know what, it's fine. Let's just move on as we are. Let's just move on. We don't got time for stoppages. Okay. Right, that's okay for now. So add that in there. Okay, and set the width to 200. Maybe not 200, maybe 150. Maybe not 150, maybe 110. One of 5. And again. Oops, not 10. 10's bad. Let's set the height to 110. Oh, we're so close now. We're so close. Alright, let's pinch this part in a bit. It's a bit of a chunky top anyway, so let's pinch the top of this stretch. That should help it. There we go, and then we're going to pinch this one as well. This one. The bottom. Okay, we don't really want to have a hard edge in the bottom of that. So now we can do this and it should theoretically, in theory, this should be okay now. That was a lot of work just to faff about with that, wasn't it? Okay. That's a big difference, but that's okay. We can just quickly fix that. So the slope on the slope on this isn't strong enough right now. Also, the height difference between those two is crazy different. Did it really make them that different? Yes, yes it did. Okay. So let's get the tip part, this part, and then let's add levels to it. Levels. There it is. I tell you, this tune's a banger. I'm enjoying this. Right, let's crank this levels up. Wait, oh, that's the problem I couldn't do before, wasn't it? Use curves. See, I just want it to be slightly lower than what's above it, but not like crazy lower. Does that make sense? That multiplier needs to be stronger because it's too straight out. So let's go fix that first. Where is it? Here? No, you're the tippity top bit. I want you. Yes, you. You heard me. Wait, I haven't got any multiplier on this one. That'd be why. Wait, is that what that bit was before that deleted? Oh, god damn it. Alright, anyway. These things happen, don't they? Let's not ponder over who did what. Gradient. Added on top. Do 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 do. Rotate the bitch. Do 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 do. Set that to multiply. I'm starting to lose my mind. Okay. Let's turn that off completely so that I can see the effect of it. And do that. Then we can gradually introduce it. There we go, that's rounded now. Obviously it's bulged up the bit underneath, but we're going to go fix that now. I could have done this in such an easier way earlier, I just didn't, so I apologise. Grab both of these, pull them down. There we go. That's better. Still not perfect, but definitely better. Right. Ooh, it's got a bit of pepper from my tooth. Ah, it's hot. I lost my mind years ago. I know. That's how it works. Okay, so we've got a pencil. We've got a sketchbook. Shall we go crazy and try and get some writing on the pencil? What do you reckon? I'm going to rule out the eraser now, I think. I don't think we're going to have time for that. Yeah, let's very quickly try and get some writing on the pencil. What are we going to write on it? How about drawing? We're going to call this a D6 pencil. It's going to be for drawing because it's day 6 of November. Text. There we go. D6. Arial will do. Why not, eh? And then we're going to add this. We're going to subtract this from here. So first things first, I want to have this beveling in. To be fair, this is so small, it's probably not even worth beveling. But we're going to try it. Just a soupçon. This is going to be like a pixel big. But you know what? It's fun to do stuff in it just because you want to. Listen, sometimes lads just want to have fun. It's not just the girls. Over there. Put this into here. Let's move this over here so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to set this to subtract. And then we're going to change this position so that we know where it's going. I don't want to turn off tiling though, otherwise we're going to have D6 all over this. Not a CH6. No, not a CH6. Because I could do that, but that feels a bit vain. But D6, it's day 6. It makes sense then, you see. And we want to keep this within the white part because that's the hard edge at the top. There you go. Try that out. Ba-dum-dum-dum. It's way too high though. Why is so much of the top getting chopped off that? Did I? Oh, I cut it off, didn't I? I'm an idiot. I forgot I did that. No, I'm going to keep that top. I like the top. Screw y'all. I'm keeping it. Right, okay, so yes, D6, and obviously that's way too strong because it's just straight black on it, so let's reduce that. It still seems pretty strong, but then again I've got my height set pretty high. So yeah, D6, and then let's go for a November pencil, okay? November, or drawing, yeah, drawing. We'll call it a November drawing. That sound good? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Boom. And then we're going to go for here, and we're going to go November drawing. Because it looks like it's a drawing pencil, you see. Aha, it's all adding up. That doesn't seem accurate. There we go. Apparently it doesn't like being the wrong side. Wrong size. Node. November. Drawing. Yes. For some reason my brain was saying that is not spelled correctly. But it's just because it's one of those words that don't... Well, it's not a real like word, is it? So it's one of those words where you think, how do you spell that? Because I write it once a year. So I don't even write it once a year. I mean, I've wrote it a few times this year, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so same again. At this time, we're just going to move this down because it's currently. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I've not set it to subtract yet. Genius. Yeah, it's currently in the same spot as the D6, so we're going to move it down, and then we're also going to scale it up. Move it down. Scale it up. Move it down. Scale it up. I say move it down. Scale it up. Yo, out of luck. There we go, and then we're going to reduce the strength of that. So the last one we set to 0.04, we're going to do the same here so that they're even. Boom. And you know what? I'm happy with that so far. See, I want to put it at a jaunty angle, but angles in a texture get kind of dithered. They look close. 43 minutes, people. Okay, let's do this. I want to move the pencil up as a whole. So all this stuff is just for the pencil. We did more for the pencil than we did for the sketchbook. Let's quickly do a very quick bit of housekeeping just to neaten this up so that we can move it all as one relatively easily. That looks okay. Move this here. Move that over there. Move this over here. They don't need to exist. Okay, that's a bit neater now. Right, this is also... Oh wait, we don't need you at all. You're not even connected to anything. Or you. Cheeky scamps, sneaking into my work. How very dare you! I shall call Margaret and she shall kick you out. Right, move them over there. Move these over now. And then move this closer. Just so everything's a bit closer together, we can actually work with it. Alright, so yeah, I want to move the pencil as a whole upwards. So there's a sketchbook. There's a pencil. Transform. Move that bish up. There we go. I'm just going to make sure that's set to not tile so that we don't get a million pencils. Because if we want more than one pencil, we can always just duplicate it. Alright, now the time pressure is going to be on now. Let's start colouring. And if we get time, we can add something else. But for now, I want to focus on trying to get stuff coloured. The notebook's going to be tricky because we've got this kind of... We're trying to fake that it goes inwards, and you can't do that in 2D because it's flat, it's projected, it's not really a 3D model, so we can't go concave. We have to pretend, so we're going to do that with like colours and shadows. Oh, it's going to blow your mind. But yeah, but first things first, let's just quickly block out the colours. So we know we'll want to black for the notebook, but we don't want to go fully black because PBR doesn't do that. But yeah, so do that. For the black one, for the page, we want to do it kind of creamy white. Let's just eyedropper that. That's fine for the page. For the band, we want to have the same kind of black, but a little bit lighter. And we can work into it and stuff. Okay, let's try starting to colour this. So I'm going to move everything over as one because it's way too far away. If we want to add more, we've got plenty of space too. We can make adjustments. But anyway, 40 minutes, folks. It's not a drill. Right, so we want to make a blend. I'm going to put this colour in there. Actually, we need a background colour as well. Let's set the background to be I want to say a wood. Wood's not easy to just knock up, but let's just say bugger it and knock up a wood. Alright, directional noise. Warp. Right, I'm going to attempt to use a Perlin noise, right? Set to relatively decent scale. I'm going to mask some of it out using Clouds 2. Run that through the levels so we can get a sharper mask. Subtract this. Don't worry, I've got a plan. I have a cunning plan. Pinch these together a bit. Now the plan is to use these to create like little knots. But I'm going to use a histogram scan and then I'm going to blur it and then use maybe another histogram scan on that because I want these shapes to be more solid, but then I want them to be rounder. And since we don't have time to be really faffy, I'm just going to do it the quick and dirty way. So make it a bit rounder. Histogram scan. Just sharpen the shit out of that. See that? Magic. Although we actually do want a bit of a gradient on it because it's going to be... I'll tell you what. Oh, God. Yeah, I will then put that into a non-uniform blur node. Non-uniform blur, because that way, hopefully, I can have it doing that, going inside itself a bit, and then I'll give it some direction to the warp. So then now, I want that the other way around. Invert that. Obviously they're way too big splats, so we can use a much smaller Perlin noise. It's actually this that's the wrong scale, so boom. Now obviously this isn't the effect we want. We're gonna adjust this, don't worry. This is not at all what I was planning on doing. I used to be able to make wood really quickly, but let's just go with this for now. Okay, yeah, that'll be it for now. What colour are we going for the wood? Wood colour would help. Uniform, uniform, hot diggity damn it's uniform. Okay, grab that one, copy it, make that one a little bit darker. Then we'll get a blend node. Feed these two into that. Feed the mask into the bottom. So we've got a bit of variation. And then that can be the background for this. And this can be controlled by the mask for that. Sorry, the mask for that specifically. And because we made everything separately, we should be able to mask it out fairly easily, fingers crossed. Histogram scan. I use this node so much. My name should be Chris Histogram. Christogram. Ha! There we go, maybe that's it. Maybe that was a secret all along, I was really a node. Okay, same again. This time we're going for the paper, because that's the actual book. So if I just connect this so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, that's the book. Now let's get the paper, which I'm going to use the histogram select for that one. Actually, I didn't do that before. I seem to remember doing that before. Yeah. Here's one I made earlier. I'm going to grab this. I'm probably going to level this out in a sec. In a sec. But I want to... Oh, wait, that's the band. Well, I did that all the way around, didn't I? The spine doesn't have that bit. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I checked that then. Let me just make some. Sorry, I know I've got distracted, folks. I need to make an adjustment to this. I basically need that. Oh, what am I doing? I need that to not be affected by the left side. Okay, let's get this. So I want to keep the bevel, but I don't want that gradient on this part. So I'm going to put this here, put that there. Set that to... What we're trying to do with this, what we're trying to do here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to crop out the left part, so just the spine is showing 275, 273. Okay, it's a bit of a cheat, but that should do it. Yeah, so now see we've got a closed back on that. It's not particularly pretty, but it doesn't matter. It catches the light, and that's what matters right now. That fake wood background doesn't actually look too bad for like a second's work. Alright, so anyway, half an hour, folks. This is going to be the hardest bit, I think, just trying to get this paper to sit right. So that's the band. We don't need to deal with the band right now. So yeah, like I was saying, what we want is the paper edge, which we're going to get from here. So if I grab this, I use this as the mask, and then I can use a histogram range. No, histogram select. Histogram select to grab the part that I want, which I think is close to what I've already got. Just add a bit of contrast to that. I'm curious. That seems to have worked pretty well. Although we don't want that back part, but that's because this has still got that. Why has that still got that? I thought I cut that out. Oh, no, of course, it's still going to be part of the histogram. Okay, that's fine. Theoretically, I can just cut that out again, can't I? Yeah. 0.273, I think that was. Yes. Okay, theoretically, this should work. Famous last words. Well, we're not far off. We're a little bit far down. See what I mean? I'm trying to use those few pixels to paint the bit in the middle. This is really going to be tricky, to say the least. So just adjust the position. Adjust the range a bit. Adjust the position again. Okay, we're in the right spot. We just got not enough information. There we go. A bit more contrast. Change position a bit more. Okay. I think we got it. The jagged edge is from tessellation, that's not from the texture. Now we want to make sure that the band isn't in there. So let's go get this. Let's blend this. And let's subtract the band from it. We don't want the band in there. Not even a little bit. So go here. Put you the histogram scan. Half an hour, folks. I'm enjoying this tonight. This is a nice fun one. Just, it's a challenge. I've never made a notebook in 2D before, but it's a fun challenge. It's important to push yourself. If you ever feel comfortable, you're not growing as a person. That's how I feel about most things. I mean, I take it too far. I never feel comfortable because I feel like I should always be improving, and then I don't spend the time actually improving. So it's like a constant battle. But doing stuff like this is progress. It's actually me improving. So yay. Yay for progress. Alright, so let's get that. Subtract that. So that cuts it out. See, there's no shape there. There's no shape there. And then that should now theoretically fix. Yes. Okay, guys, we're actually making progress, and I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to cut off the bottom as well. Why is there anything on the bottom? Oh, it must just be within that range. I've just cut that off though, so why is that still showing up? Oh wait, that's the wood behind it. Okay, never mind. I need to make sure that this is included on this mask. That's what it is. Blend. See, sometimes it's just troubleshooting, and that's the worst part, is when you get stuck on something and you're in a timed situation, and then it turns out it was just something really simple, but you spent an hour trying to fix it. That's why just having experience and knowledge in certain things is just good. Even if you've only done it once, it just gives you an idea of, wait a minute, I remember something similar to this happening before. So that's why you should always try and experiment with stuff like this. See, fixed. That could have took ages, but no. You know what? I'm genuinely quite happy with this so far. 28 minutes, right? Okay, so we've not even started the roughness yet, but we'll get there. Now the band itself, we're just going to make a very slightly different black so it stands out a bit better, and it's also going to be a different roughness, so we might not even need to do that, but I'm still going to, because I said I would, and that's what's happening. Put that there, And then we're going to mask this. So it just helps sell it if it's a slightly different colour, because they're different materials. So even if they use the same colour dye, they still wouldn't be exactly the same colour, because the way the light hits them is different because they're different surfaces. So you've got to always keep that in mind. Right, okay, the pencil. First things first, the pencil needs gold writing. Let's just, oh god, let's just snap these. Okay, right, yeah, so I want it to have gold writing because I'm feeling fancy. And I want to give it, the sketchbook we're using is black, so I'm not going to make it a black pencil as well. I'm thinking it's going to be, I don't know, what colour do you reckon? Orange, black and red? It could be mostly red, you see, with a bit of black on it. Yeah, let's go black and red. That's the colours of this channel, so why not? Let me save as well. I've not saved in ages. Right, 27 minutes. We're on the final sprint here, folks. The very final sprint. So let's go get a uniform colour. We can add some texture to these colours later. For now, we're just getting the solid colours in. If we get time to add textures, that is. Actually, let's go for blue, because the reference is blue. We've got a blue there we can just pick. Boom. So the blue for the pencils. Let's get the pencil. So this is exactly why we did everything separate. Actually, we want to grab before we added the bottom part. Before the wood. Where are you? Okay, you. It was you. Okay, histogram scan. And again, going to just pinch up the mask. Make it fit. There we go. And now if we use that, that should theoretically be correct-ish. Oh no, we then need to transform it, don't we? We need it to match this transform, so let's duplicate that. Put this there. Put that there. Okay, now I've actually done it too strong, so let's reduce that. Increase the contrast. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now, and I didn't clip the top. I must have clipped the top later on. When did I trim the top of this thing? Wait, did I shrink it? Actually, yeah, what happened to that? That wasn't like that before. Oh wait, it's writing, isn't it? Yeah, where's the top of the pencil gone? Have I snipped it off again? Oh no. What's he done, folks? What's he done? Right, there, it's there. There is not. Yeah, okay, we're fixed. I must have hit undo at some point, but when you've got 25 minutes left, you don't want to be stumbling across stuff like that, jeez. Okay, at least we're sorted now. So that's the colour of that. I'm going to add the gold for the pen now, for the writing now, although it's out of order. I should be doing the wood first, but I'll do that in a minute. I'll just move everything. Let's quickly get like a goldy colour. I can't remember the actual value for gold, but we'll just get something like this for now. Bit of a mustard yellow, but we'll add a metallic value to it. It'll look fine, trust me. Actually, use silver. Yeah, silver's going to be nicer, isn't it? Yeah, we'll use a silver. That's always going to be good. Okay, now let's get our text. Gotta blend these two together. Man, I'm Mr. Popular tonight. Everyone's messaging. Right, so that one. Okay, we're going to add them together. Why are you dull and you aren't? Anyway, they're going to get histogram scan. They're going to be the same. So yeah, add them together. Gonna take you over here. Oh, for God's sake. I hate when that happens. Okay, histogram scan. Once again, you guys are probably sick of me saying the words histogram scan. But it's useful. You know, it's a super useful node for making masks. Just sharpen everything up like that. And just like that, you've got yourself some writing. Oh, which needs transforming. I forgot about that. Which was this one. There you go, now it fits. Which means it sits. Okay, we need to just sharpen this a bit more. How long have we got? 22 minutes. Alright, we're going to cut it close, but I think we're doing this. I feel like we're doing it. We're good. Right, just before I forget, I'm going to add a slight metallic value to this. We don't normally. But it's going to be like a metallic paint that they use for that. Or metallic ink or whatever. So there's that, there's that. I'm going to give this a very slight metallic value. And then we're going to use the mask we just made to control where that is. So this mask right here. Put that in. Boom. Ooh, would you look at that? It's a bit mechally. Right, 20 minutes, folks. I want it to be quick here because I need to sort the roughness out as well. To be fair, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the pencil bit last. I feel like it's going to be a pain in the backside. So if I go sort out the roughness first, that should really help. Now, luckily, this is a fairly rough, a fairly shiny surface. Not that much going on with it, but we can still make adjustments to make it stand out. First things first, that wood needs roughening up. So we're gonna get our roughness. Let's just move the metallic stuff down. Actually, move all this down. You can go away. Right, roughness. So uniform color. The wood's way rougher, so we're gonna have that sort of here. Put it there, and we're gonna have. Oh my God! So many messages today. I don't think you can hear that buzzing on the mic, but just in case you can, I apologise. It's like, don't get spoke to all week, then suddenly everyone wants me. Alright, so we're going to get this. No, actually going to get this. And this is going to be the shape for the wood. Roughness. There we go. Plug that in. Boom. Wood is rougher than the book. Step 1. Already looks more realistic. Okay, 20 minutes. Final countdown's almost here, folks. Right, the book itself. The Book of Eli. We're going to use this part for the book. Actually, I already did that, didn't I? That can be for the book. Then we'll get the band and we'll do that on top of it. So uniform. The band's going to be a little bit rougher. And that's going to have its own little thing. There's that. See, so now we're getting roughness variation going on. I'll add some noise to that in a sec to make it a bit more realistic, but oh, we're in a rush now. Okay, the paper. Dare I try and get the paper in there as well? We have already masked it out because it works for the colour, so we should theoretically be able to do this fairly quickly. Yeah. And then we'll just chop it off like we did with that one. So, blend. Oh man, I feel like I'm running. Okay, do that again. Make that rougher. Paper's quite rough, so put that there. I'd normally be way more specific if I was doing this in real life, like as in an actual development setting. But this is just for me, for personal, you know, dickaboutery, so it's not a problem. Isn't it 327? No, 273. Oops, 0.273. Yeah. Okay. Now the pages are rougher, thus adding more to the illusion. Now all that's left to sort out is the pencil and the actual texture to this. So, oh man, okay, let's try and quickly get some sort of life into this book. We're going to blend between two colours. Going to use this. Going to use a slightly rougher variant. Slightly rougher. And then we're going to use clouds 2. I keep going back to clouds, but it's just super handy. Put that there. So it gives us a nice overall changey thing. So we can do that. Okay, so it's a bit extreme, but we can just change the brightness in this. One thing I like to do with clouds is I get a directional warp. 17 minutes, right? Not much time. I get a directional warp, multiply it by itself, and then push it quite far. You get a pretty cool effect usually. And it's just a bit different from clouds. Sometimes it gives you a nicer result. See, I quite like that. It looks a bit better to me. Okay, the pencil. I actually like the texture, the roughness on the pencil already. We'll sort the tip out in a sec, but I think I want to sort the colour of that tip out. Excuse me, it's the only thing that kind of stands out right now. Oh my god, I've got hiccups. I'm in that much of a rush, I've got hiccups. Alright, so that's that. All this roughness stuff can stay here, out the way for a minute. Okay, save. 16 minutes, people. 16. This is not a drill. Right, so now I want to move all this because I want the wood to be underneath the coloured wood. We can actually be a bit cheeky here, I think. I think we can probably use the wood we made over here and then tint it. So if I get a transform... What is that node? If I get a transform node, if I get this bad boy over here, put it there, we're going to rotate them. Then we're going to get an HSL node, which is hue, saturation, lightness. And we're going to tint the wood more saturated because it's kind of more orangey, like the pencil wood. If we plug that in there, and then we can use the mask to control where that goes. So hopefully, oh god, where'd that go? Yeah, hopefully we can do this. 15 minutes, people. I think we've got this. I'm feeling confident. It's just, it's still a race, you know what I mean? Okay, where is the tip gone? I've lost it. Okay, there it is. Okay, I think we actually want to start with... We'll start with the charcoal, then move on to the wood. But I'll still work the direction I'm working in right now. Okay, we're going to grab this. Oh god, how am I going to do this part now? Okay, if I grab this and then subtract that from it, that should give me the result I want, right? Okay, let's just go connect this so I've got something there that I can work with. Okay, so there's that. Blend, put that in there. Go and subtract this from it. Yes. Oh, thank Christ that worked. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're doing it, folks. This is working. I don't want to jinx myself, but this is going way better than expected. Okay, obviously I need to put that transform as well. Forgot about that. Now it's in the right place and everything. Right, so yeah, we need to histogram scan this because it just needs sharpening up a bit because I just grabbed it straight from the gradient. That's not good. Put a bit more contrast on that. Don't got much time for this, but there we go. Okay, 13 minutes, folks. Okay, we're doing this. I feel it. I can feel it. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go back another step. Get the lead in there. Uniform colour. I actually want to adjust that wood if I can. is not standing out very much. Why must I do this to myself, folks? Whoa! Now it stands out, doesn't it? Jesus Christ, I did not mean to do that. Okay, you know what? Instead of doing that, I'm actually going to duplicate this setup. Just, I don't have time for faffing. And I want something specific, so I'm going to do what it was, but then this time I'm going to grab this. I'm going to rotate it myself, and I'm going to give it some more contrast. And more tiling. Why am I wasting time on this? Being so picky right now. Because it's me, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we're almost there with it. Ah, okay, histogram. 12 minutes. Will somebody tell me when it gets to 10? So we can have a countdown. Right. Okay, that'll do for now. Okay, onto the lead. Sorry, I got distracted. Did not need to bother with that. Oh, okay, right, so yes, starting to run out of energy. Put that in there. This is going to be the pencil lead, so we're going to just grab that. Quickly sample this grey. That'll do. We'll adjust it in a minute. We'll fix it in post. We're doing it live. Right, so I want to grab just the tip part, which is here. And I'm going to subtract the bit above it from it, so for now we can just... Same thing we did before. Put that in there. I'm going to grab a blend. We're going to put that in that part. We're going to grab the bit that was above it. We're going to put that on top of there. Oh, not the time for misclicking. Was it this? Yeah. I'm going to grab this. Put it on top of there. Subtract it. Jobs are good. Put that in there. And like I said before, we might have to use a histogram scan to sharpen this up. Oh, and of course, the famous transform. So yeah, I'm going to have to use a histogram scan on this again. But we're close. We've almost done it, folks. There's 10 minutes left. This is the 10-minute warning. We are so close to getting this done. The 2-hour challenge is almost up. I think we've got it. I think we've almost got it in the bag. So, let's quickly get some roughness variation going on the pencil. On this band, sorry. Which the band is here, so let's just move all this over a bit. I just want to use a fractal sun base for this, I think. And then same as before, we make a blend. We get a variant of that colour, maybe slightly lighter. Plug that into there, use a fractal sun base as the mask. So I'm talking so fast, I've got 9 minutes left to get this done. Then we can just adjust this roughness. Actually, I probably could have used this directly, but still. What does it matter? It's not very different, is it? But okay, now it's got a bit of variance to it, so let's knock this one down a bit. Or up a bit, should I say. Okay, and now the pencil. I actually like the roughness in the pencil. It's very uniform. Pencils are normally like that, maybe fingerprints and stuff on them. But anyway, we want to get a little bit of The pencil lead's a bit the pencil lead's a bit shiny, and the wood part of the pencil is not so shiny. So let's quickly go and adjust them because I've not currently got anything for them. So the mask I just made for this over here, I can now use for the actual other part, but first the wood. Oh man, I'm knackered. I feel like I've been running a marathon. My brain is going so fast right now. Okay, uniform. We're going to make you quite rough because you're wood. And then we're going to grab you. Yes, going to grab you. Put you over here. Put you in there. Okay, now the wood is rougher there. And then the last but not least, we've got the lead part of the pencil, which hopefully should be fairly straightforward to sort out because it's the same kind of thing. So lead's got like anisotropic noise to it, so we might add that if we're feeling like super fancy. Let's see, so this is, the lead's quite shiny. And then we go get this. Is it you? Yeah. Okay, it's a little too shiny. What we can do for this lead part, oh god, I've blended everything together over here. Yeah, we can, 6 minutes, right? We can very quickly do this. Blend. I'm gonna get this here. Make this a bit darker. And then I'm gonna get an anisotropic noise. I never used this node, and we've used it twice today. How cool is that? Transform so we can rotate it. Can do that with it. And we're going to tile it if we can. Can we tile it more? Yeah. So 8 and then 512. Just doubles it. And then we should have that kind of variation that you get on the lead. This is really minute details we don't need to worry about, but I am doing because it's what I do. Yeah, you can't even see it, so it's pointless doing that. But still, it was fun to figure out, wasn't it? That's what matters sometimes. There's the fireworks again, don't worry, I'm not getting bombed. Okay, that looks a bit better. Right, so yes, we're almost there. So the lead, let's darken it. Oh wait, oh I'm an idiot, that was the text. That was not the lead. It's silver. And the lead is here. I keep calling it lead, I know it's graphite before people start shouting at me. You gotta understand the pressures I'm under right now. Make it darker. Okay, 5 minutes left, people. We're pretty much done, so I think we're good with this. Let's see. What else can we do in this short time we've got? I'm not doing spine text. We haven't got time or space for that. I'm quite happy with this. Alright, roughness variation on the wood. Oh wait, that is aligning slightly. We've got time to fix it, folks. We've got a little teeny bit of time to fix it, so let's just go and fix that. What is it that needs aligning though? Is it this? My playlist just finished. Perfect timing. You have to sit and deal with my awkward silence for a minute. Ooh, how awkward. How very awkward. It's actually the mask. Okay, you know, you guys didn't see that, okay? You didn't see it. Right, folks, I think we've actually done it. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with that. Oh man, I'm really tempted to just duplicate the pencil a few times, but I don't think... No, we definitely can't do that, because it's not one thing. It's made of loads of things, and it would... We can't do it in 3 minutes, is what I'm saying. Save that. Yeah, I think we're done with 3 minutes to spare. I'm quite happy with that. I don't know about you guys. I think it looks okay. For a little bit of playing about for a couple of hours. Oh wait, we can add some... We haven't got any ambient occlusion, have we? Yeah, we have. Okay. Let's quickly add some shadow to the pencil just to make it, you know, make it pop. 3 minutes left. We might have time for this. Where are we putting it? Put it here. Very quickly putting it there. It's really awkward without the music on as well. I understand that. I apologise. It's not going to fix it though, is it? Right, grab that. Where's the thing I just made? There it is. Okay. Shadows. Add a gradient to that so we can use it. Multiply. Okay, we've got a bit of shadow in there now. Let's make it a little bit stronger. All the samples. Is that doing anything? Oh, it's because I'm masking it like an idiot. Okay, let's just see if that looks okay. Yeah, that helps. Okay, I've reduced the strength of that a bit. And then we've got 1 minute, folks. Do we have time to put the actual book in shadow as well? I think we do. Oh God, come on. Let's do this. I'm going to duplicate this. Put it over here. Come on, please work. So close. We've almost got this. Actually, I can probably use this to drive it. Right at the last minute, I think we've got it, folks. And that'd be a shorter shadow because it's closer to the table. Right, yes, we are done. I'm quite happy with that, I'm not going to lie. With 1 minute left. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think it looks alright? I'm very happy with that. I think it's one of our better ones. It is a sketchbook with a pencil. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Step away from the mouse. Okay, I'm stepping away. We're done. We're done. Yes, okay, so I'm going to... yeah, I'm happy with that. So I think we deserve our tick for the day, don't we? Look at that. We've even got some silver writing. November drawing, D6. How fancy. Oh, how fancy. Yes, so good. Okay, let's go to the big screen here. Star Baker. Haha, I get it because it's a normal map. You're funny. Yeah, okay, so we go to drawing and we're going to get our tick for the day because I've been good. I get my gold star. Dumph. There we go, folks. That is day 6 done. So, with that, we will be back tomorrow for print. That should be interesting. I'm not sure what to do for that yet. Or maybe a printing press or something. Alright, anyway, we'll figure that out tomorrow. But for now, thank you so much for watching again. You guys are all awesome. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you learned something from it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting through this. Apparently, I'm a fifth of the way through now, so that's good. It's a good sign. Actually sticking with it. So thanks a lot for watching, folks. I'll see you all tomorrow for print day. So bye-bye.